Welcome back to the Rowdy Player One channel. I am Rowdy, and it's time for the weekly update ending in January 18th. So it's been a very busy week. I've been back and forth through work and snow, and it's been an interesting time. I hadn't quite got as much reading as I was hoping to get done, but that's all right. I still have time. But first, I guess we are going to start with what am I currently reading? Well, of course, we have The Lonesome Dove still going on. I am 130 pages left to be done by next week for our buddy read. And that one on next Saturday will be on Trav's Bookshelves channel. And be me, Kevin Toll reads, Travis, of course, and then Scott from some other character. And we're going to go over chapters 26 through 50. And as far as reading wise on this one, it's starting to get a little bit better for me. I was, not super impressed with the first part of it, I guess you'd say, the first 25 chapters. And like I said, I'm 130 pages left to get part of the second one. I'm in like the 33rd or 34th chapter now. Introduced a few more characters. They're a little more interesting for me, and now that they're on their way to where they're going, it's getting a little better. So I'm hoping it definitely turns around, because I was really hoping this ends up being fantastic, and it just hasn't yet. But hopefully it gets better. Besides that one, I am 300 pages. I'm 120 pages in, so I'm 300 pages left with The Odelic Stone by Alex Schusterman. And this right here is good. I'm liking this. It's pretty fast paced. It's kind of slowed down a little right now. But Astor and his little group he's got, they've went to a couple of different towns trying to get stuff like this special doctor, I guess you would say, to go back to his village to help save the village from a sickness. And then, of course, you've got your giant chicken that's a monster, and it's been good. I've liked it, and I try to read like 2 chapters or 2 or 3 chapters a day in Lonesome Dove, and then the rest of the time try to start knocking this out. So I'm hoping this week coming up I'll get a lot more done and get finished with this by next Saturday. I was hoping to be done by today, but that's not going to happen. So hopefully by next week I will be done with The Odelic Stone. So after that, what am I going to read? Well, obviously keep reading on those. And then the next should be the last like 8 to 10 days in the month. I'll be picking up Bloodwoven by G.J. Terrell. And this one's not quite as long as The Odelic Stone. It's only 315 pages, what it looks like. So hoping to be able to knock through this by the end of the month. So I'm glad this is the last one I have left. Don't know anything about it. Don't want to know anything about it. I kind of like to go in on blind, of course. I said that last week. And just makes it way more interesting than knowing half the plot before you even start reading it. But yeah, Bloodwoven looks pretty good. Pretty excited about that. Let's see what happened on the channel this past week. I only put out one video, and that was the book haul. And I had some pretty awesome books. Got got 2 from an indie author. Ended up winning a special edition. And got several from, well, I got one, I think, from Christmas, and then several from used bookstore. And that's been pretty nice. And I actually should be in next week, I think, like somewhere between 4 and 6 books, I want to say, with indie authors that I'll have in my next book haul for next month. And they seem pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited about those. So whenever they show up, I may do a short on them or something. We'll see. Then let's see, plans for next week. Plan on doing my TBR for February. Um, I do know 3 books for sure that are on it. A Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill's definitely on it because I want to do 1 book a month for the Bound and the Broken series so I can get it caught up. Ryan will have his next book coming out at the end of March, I think, in that series, and it is massive. So hopefully, by the time I get that in, or maybe a little bit after, I can be completely caught up and finish that series out and be done until he comes out with the next book. And then I think also The Ranger, I think. Yes, The Ranger will be on that list, and possibly Bloodbound as well, which is the sequel to Bloodwoven. I'm still looking at a few things, so we'll see about that. But for sure, The Ranger and A Blood and Fire. But other than that, gonna kind of toss it up. I'm gonna have still got to read Lonesome Dove, so that'll be 2 more weeks in February. So hopefully that all works out well and I can get all that finished. I do have a question for y'all as far as here the next few days, few weeks. I went back and looked, and all of my insert more coin interviews from authors, there is, I think, either 5 or 6 of them that I've done. I never put them up for replay. I thought I did, and apparently I didn't. So, would y'all rather me put one out once a week, like on I'm trying to do videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so I'd probably put one out on each Thursday for the next 5 or 6 weeks, or would you rather me drop them one once a day for the next 5 or 6 days, or do you want one every other day, or one, or just drop them all at once? You would let me know about that if you're even interested in reading them or watching them. So there's some really good ones. Then about the only thing left I have is what have I been watching? Well, I am still continuing on Superman and Lois. It is amazing. I finished season 2, which was really good. I don't know which one I actually like better, season 1 or season 2. The ending of season 2 and seeing Superman act crazy, or not act crazy, but go crazy on his superpowers was really awesome. I'm sorry if you hear that noise. That's my dog snoring. Oh, she's a little loud. But um, but then season 3, I've watched, I think, 5 episodes in it, and they changed one of the characters, one of the boys that is a twin. They changed him out. Don't know if I like this actor as well as the first one, but he's all right. Everyone else is still the same, but it's very good. Definitely more, we'll say this whole season's probably going to be super like heart-wrenching and stuff because Lois has cancer in season 3, and it is pretty sad to say that, but Superman's awesome, and one of the boys is getting stronger with his superpowers, so it's good. And then the last thing, let me know, are y'all interested in the new Nintendo Switch 2 that they just announced day before yesterday? It looks really awesome. I think it's going to be amazing. Me and my son are super excited for it. We love the first Switch and play on it, play on Xbox, play a little on PC. Or well, I had a Steam Deck, but I got rid of it. But it looks really cool. I know they're having the big, probably like blowout event where they actually talk about everything on April 2nd. And Mario Kart 9 will be released with it. It's what it looks like. That's going to be great. I'm ready to see a new Mario game. That'll probably be a fall release. And whatever else comes next. It looks like the Joy-Cons you're gonna be able to use them as a mouse. So that would mean that you should be able to play RTSs on them, which would be really cool. And hopefully the hardware's good enough, like at least PS4 level. and that way you can play pretty much anything on it. That would be nice, and be able to take it wherever, of course. I do like the backwards compatibility of it, and I think it's going to be awesome. Curious how well it sells and what all is coming out, especially on launch. I'm very interested in that because I think Mario Kart 9, and then other than that, it could be anything. There's probably going to be more than likely, what's the fourth game. Anyways, so Metroid Prime 4 is the other one I was thinking of. That'll probably be a multi-platform like Switch 1 and Switch 2 release, if I had to guess. Because I think it'll probably come out at the same time, so it'll be kind of both, like Breath of the Wild was for the Wii U and the Wii, or the Switch. So I think that's what's going to happen. And then I'm sure there'll be a couple more, because Nintendo seems like they've stacked all of this, because all we've got is basically a bunch of ports for the past, what feels like, year and a half to 2 years. So other than that, that's enough gaming talk. I don't know anything about games much. So let me know, what have y'all been reading this week? What do y'all plan on reading next week? Are y'all excited about any of this stuff, any of the new Nintendo stuff? And if you would, leave a comment, leave a like on the channel. That helps spread it out. And other than that, subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a good day. Bye.